All right, let's talk about something that pretty much all of us know, but man, so few of us actually know how to fix. And that is just feeling tired all the time. You know that feeling, that bone deep exhaustion where another cup of coffee just doesn't even make a dent? You wake up and you feel like you haven't slept at all. The whole day ahead just feels like this impossible mountain. If you're nodding your head right now, yeah, you're in exactly the right place. Okay, but here's a really frustrating thought. What if the stuff you're doing to fight it, what if those things are the very things keeping you stuck? I know, it's a tough pill to swallow, but really getting this is the key to finally breaking that cycle. So, that leads us right into what I like to call the fatigue trap. And it's this pattern so many of us fall into it, and we don't even see it happening. I mean, think about it, right? You feel tired, so what do? You grab an energy drink, you down another coffee, maybe you force yourself through a workout. Sure, you get a temporary boost, but all it's really doing is masking the real problem underneath. And over time, these quick fixes, they actually drain your batteries even more. You get stuck in this vicious cycle where you need more and more of the fix just to get less and less of a result. So what is that real problem? Well, listen, if you've just been telling yourself, oh, I just need to get more sleep, chances are you're only looking at one tiny piece of a much bigger puzzle. The truth is, this whole chronic fatigue thing, it's complicated. And the reason it's so hard to solve is because we try to make it simple. We blame one thing, right? It's my job, it's the kids, I'm just not sleeping enough. But in reality, it's usually this tangled knot of a whole bunch of different things all at once. Okay, now this image really gets to the heart of it. It breaks down the biggest contributors to fatigue. And yeah, sure, poor sleep quality is the biggest piece of the pie. But look how close the other things are. You've got hidden medical conditions and lifestyle factors right on its heels. This shows you exactly why just trying to get more hours of sleep might not be working. The real culprit? It could be something totally off your radar. All right, this brings us to what I think is the most important part of this whole thing. Let's really dig into the common and, honestly, sometimes dangerous mistakes people make when they're trying to fix their exhaustion. So, mistake number one, and this is a big one, playing doctor. We all do it, right? The internet is right there. It's so tempting to just Google your symptoms and immediately jump to a conclusion. Oh, it's got to be stress, or I'm probably just depressed. But here's the deal. That is so risky. Why? Because there are over 50, 50 possible medical causes for fatigue. We're talking about stuff like thyroid problems, anemia because of low iron, a B12 deficiency, things you would never ever find on your own. When you self-diagnose, you risk completely missing the real cause, which is often surprisingly easy to treat. And that leads us right into mistake number two, skipping the test. A lot of people they hesitate to go to the doctor or get a simple blood test. They think about the time, the cost, and they just decide to suffer in silence instead. But let's reframe that for a second. A basic blood panel might cost, somewhere between $100 and $300. Now compare that to months or even years of lost productivity, of not enjoying your life, of just being constantly exhausted. Suddenly, that price tag looks like a pretty amazing investment in actually getting your life back, doesn't it? And oh, the mistakes don't stop there. So many people just rely solely on caffeine, which is like putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. Or they just assume, well, I guess this is just me now. They get obsessed with the number of hours they sleep, but completely ignore the quality. Some people swing to the other extreme and start over-exercising, which can just drain you even more. Or, and this is a classic, they try to eliminate all stress from their lives, which, let's be real, is impossible. It's just a minefield of things that don't work. Okay, so we've talked about the traps, we've talked about the mistakes. Let's pivot. Let's talk about what the real path to recovery looks like. And a huge piece of this is about setting realistic expectations. This timeline right here is so important because it shows that recovery is not an overnight thing. Look, if your problem is just that you're drinking way too much caffeine, yeah, you could feel better in about a week once you cut back. But for something like a thyroid problem or a big nutrient deficiency, you're looking at 4 to 8 weeks, maybe even longer, before you feel a major difference. Patience here, it is absolutely everything. So what's the takeaway here? The better approach is methodical. It's a step-by-step process. Step 1, investigate the real cause with a pro. Stop playing doctor. Step 2,
Focus on sleep quality, not just how many hours you're in bed. We're talking consistent bedtimes, a dark, cool room, that kind of stuff. Step 3, manage your stress with small, consistent habits. A 5-minute walk, a few deep breaths. Don't try to change your whole life overnight. And finally, step 4, follow a targeted plan that's based on what you actually found out in step 1.
I know. After hearing all of this, it might feel a little overwhelming. But please, the single most important thing I want you to take away from all this is simple. There is hope. Just look at this number. Over 70%. That's more than 2/3 of people. That's how many see a dramatic improvement once they find and fix the real cause of their fatigue. For most of you watching, this isn't some unsolvable mystery. It's a problem that has a solution. It's as simple as that. Most fatigue is fixable. I'll say it again. Most fatigue is fixable. You absolutely do not have to accept feeling this way as your new normal. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. Instead of just gritting your teeth and enduring another day, what's one small step, just one, that you can take today? A step to start investigating instead of just accepting. Maybe it's making that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Maybe it's just deciding to skip that afternoon coffee. Whatever it is, that first small step is how the whole journey to recovery begins.